welcome guys to the live stream. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Let's switch back over to large cam here. We are live, and I apologize for being a ghost for the past couple of weeks. Basically, with everything that's going on in the world with COVID-19 and with my job, I am basically in charge of all of the IT for our retail locations. If we cover like grocery to fuel services to building supplies and agricultural supplies and stuff like that. I look after all the IT stuff, and we've been moving a lot of our administrative staff and all that to being able to work remotely. And we've had a lot of infrastructure that we've had to put in place to be able to make that happen. I now work from home for my job right now, but I still been doing a lot of, back and forth work. And so it's been some crazy long hours and been a very exhausting time. So I honestly didn't have enough gas in the tank by the time the evenings rolled around to be able to pull off doing a stream. Today, however, was a little bit more of a normal day at work. Just normal routine stuff. I was able to call it early by about 6:30. I was able to call the end of my day. I decided that tonight would be a good night to hop back in and get a stream going. Things are crazy in the world right now, and there's not much we can do about it other than stay safe. If you can work from home, work from home. That is the best thing that you could possibly do. And keep your distance. If you gotta be out and about, practice social distancing. Be at least 2 meters or over 6 feet away from the person next to you, just to kind of cut down on the spread of the COVID-19. So yeah, we are back. Now with that said, it doesn't mean that I haven't been playing Minecraft. It's just I've been playing a little bit here, a little bit there, kind of odd times of the day, and it's mainly just I don't have to sit there and talk and explain what I was just playing, which was nice as well. So we are just, I've been able to get a lot done on my base, and it looks a little bit different out here now, on my base compared to what it was before. And I'm going to show you kind of what we've done. There's been some big projects that I've been working on kind of behind the scenes here that we finally got, kind of tied up, in the whole build process here. So, Mo, I don't agree that it's a Chinese virus. I agree that it's a virus, and it's a bad virus, and we need to do everything we can as a global issue to try to take care of it. And also, I'm Canadian, so Donald Trump doesn't mean anything to us here. So keep that in mind too. So shout outs, Mo, welcome to stream, and let me show you what is different on the base here. So I'm kind of outside here because I didn't want to spoil anything as we ran in. And we're going to go run in now and check this out in here. And I'm just going to keep my head down a little bit because there's a lot that's kind of visible. And so we are heading in here. Obviously, this is my bamboo farm that I've had all along. Nothing's changed here at all. So all of this is identical to how it was before. What's changed is my little hole in the ground that I was using for a base isn't a hole in the ground anymore. I actually have a hole in a block, basically, is what's different here. So I kind of moved my stuff outside. Oh, wait, yeah, I guess I should switch over to the game window. My hole in the ground is, it's a building outside now. So I've started constructing in this. The goal tonight is I'm going to get this dug down to bedrock, this entire area in here. However many pick repairs it ends up taking to do that, we're getting this completely cleared out. I've got huge plans for what's going to happen inside this room. That's going to look really impressive, but there's going to be a lot of work involved. The other thing that you'll notice now too is my auto sorter isn't here anymore. The auto sorter has been replaced by a massive super smelter. And this super smelter is set up so that I can use it as an XP farm as well too. I can whip down here, I can flip this switch on, that shuts off all the hoppers at the bottom here, and then I can go and manually pull the stuff out and I can end up getting XP from it. As long as it's full stacks of whatever I've been smelting, then it'll end up being, you know, a lot more functional for us for sure. Or I'll be able to get like a, you know, decent amount of XP out of full stacks. This is the auto sorter now, is 2 floors. I've got auto sorting all done all along the side. Spirit, Halloween Haunter, welcome to the stream. All this, and I've got all of these labeled so that you can, and I renamed all of them so that it'll actually highlight when I mouse over them what each item is. We've got all the various stone blocks. We've got all the cobblestones. We've got iron. We got gold, redstone, bone, the sandstones, the nether blocks. We got a nether vader here. Richard, welcome to the stream. We've got nether quartz, magma up here. Of course, we don't, obviously, because we're not 1.16, I don't have the new nether stuff yet. All of this stuff now is being handled in the auto sorter. So if I dump any of this stuff into my unloading chest, it automatically filters into the correct chests where they belong. And then I still have room for a few more items that I can put in here, like 15 more items that I could sort as we identify which ones we want to continue sorting. Of course, my AFK station is still up there, but this here now has all been cleaned up around here now. In fact, I just finished kind of moving this super smelter today. This evening, I kind of got this super smelter all moved down here where this is where we put in our items we want to smelt. This is our fuel access service port in there. We're running off blaze rods on all of these. So super efficient, works really well. We should have no problem getting tons and tons and tons of materials out of here. So, and then of course, tonight's project is going to be digging out our base here all the way down to bedrock, and we're going to be building a staircase that's going to go down on this thing. I'm not convinced on the railing yet that this is the railing I want in here, but we're going to take it baby steps at a time as we go down and start digging this out. Now, I am going to have mob issues as we dig this out as well too, because of course we've got all these torches and lanterns everywhere to try to keep things lit up. And eventually I'm going to be moving my nether portal down to the bottom floor. And this area that I have marked off here is actually this is the dead, the nether portal is dead center. Wow, I'm still really tired. How can you tell? The nether portal is dead center of this whole area. And that's just going to be kind of how it's themed, because we're going to keep this portal dead center down below. Some other things that have changed that I can show you here real quick. Of course, the last time I was on, we were working on the villager trading center, which that is still, I haven't done anything different over here yet. The villagers, I still have the ability to be able to infect these guys. I should still have a zombie chilling down here. Let me just see if he's still there. I'm not sure if he is or he should be. Yeah, he's still here. He's still there. He's doing his thing. And he's there to infect any of our villagers. When we get to a point where I can start actually getting enough stuff to be able to cure these guys. Because right now, the golden apples are kind of the hang-up. Because I don't have a lot of gold so far. So I need to spend a bunch of time focusing on gold farming. Which is going to help when we do this big dig out here down to bedrock. Oh, the next thing I want to show you is because, obviously you guys saw the iron farm that I made. The iron farm has been working very efficiently. In fact, Sweeney's been taking advantage of the iron farm I've got over here to keep himself restocked in hoppers because he's redoing his auto sorter. We're just going to sleep here real quick though, so... Wakey, wakey, rise and shine. Why am I getting OpenGL errors? That doesn't make sense. Alrighty, so yeah, the villager breeder, this is all still doing exactly the same thing as it was before. As you can see, I've been getting lots of iron. I put up my entire iron beacon here for being able to have haste too, to be able to dig out the inside of the base. Oh, these guys aren't falling into the hole. I've got a fair amount of villagers in here right now. We're going to have to start pushing them into the hole there to try to move them along, because I don't want that many villagers over here. But I don't want to shut off the breeder either, because he ends up switching. As you can see, this is all part of the auto sorter that's through here. Looks kind of impressive when you're standing on the outside looking at it. Terris, do I like chess? I used to play chess when I was younger. I haven't played chess in forever, though. So the other thing we've got going on here is the iron farm now is directly feeding into the auto sorter here, and this is just more. This is the bottom floor of the auto sorter, kind of what it looks like all the way along. Again, pretty impressive to look at when you're looking at all these hoppers and stuff. And then the poppies that we get off the iron farm from the golems when they drop in, they're going into a composter, and they're creating for us bone meal, which is also auto-filling into the auto sorter. So our farms now, our iron farm is also a bone meal farm. It's a slow bone meal farm. Like, I'm not getting a huge amount of bone meal off of it. It's nothing to write home about and say, oh wow, we've got like unlimited bone meal. But we had way too many poppies, and I don't want the poppies, so. Spirit's saying, nice facial hair. Hey, that facial hair is back to what it was last year at this time. Because it was in May last year when I basically shaved it off, so. Spirit, I did see the pics of the build that you made. So, I mean, yeah, there's still some more work and stuff that I've got to do here to kind of block all this in so that we're not staring at the back of, you know, these builds and whatnot. But for now, it's working seamlessly, and I'm super, super, super happy with the way it's working out. So, Tara, since you work in IT, what does SQL Server Specialist do? Because that's what I'm interested in to become when you're older. SQL Server is a database server. So basically, it's programming databases, managing massive amounts of information, data entry. That's the type of thing that would be. So if you really like data, then SQL would be an interesting thing to get into for sure. So if you don't like dealing with data and you don't like programming, maybe SQL specialist might not be the best way to go. So, what do I have to study to become a SQL specialist? You're going to want to study basic hardware. You're going to want to learn some operating stuff, network security. You're going to want to learn, of course, the SQL server backend. You're going to want to learn about queries. You want to learn a lot about Excel and stuff as well. You're going to want to learn some Visual C, Visual C++, C#, to be able to program some of the SQL statements and stuff that you're going to want to do for it. So some programming end of things. And then, of course, if you're going to want to build a visual interface for a database that you've done, there'll be more programming and stuff that you'll want to do with that as well. So, alrighty. So, first things first is I still have a bunch of extra poppies over here that we are going to, because I want these shulker boxes back, and I don't need them full of poppies. So, we are going to unload these into the auto sorter to get them composted out. So see you, Terris, you're gonna hop out. All right, later, Hunter. Thank you for popping in. So, other words, software engineering. Pretty much, software engineering would be a good start for SQL stuff. I personally, I'm a hardware guy, is my IT background, so network infrastructures, desktop server hardware, like physical hardware, operating systems. That's what I deal with mostly. Can I auto unload from a hopper? I can't remember if I can or not. Because I'm thinking I probably should have just kept that. No, you know what? I'll do it like this. We will throw down a shulker box, and we are just going to unload everything in here. And we're just going to fill this bad boy up and let those filter on through. And this is all going to create us. I want to say it's about 7 or 8 poppies. Will end up making a piece of bone meal. So as we run down here and watch this, because now that stuff's all going to filter in, because we basically got like a mini sorter here that sorts out iron and poppies. So these poppies are all getting fed in, and they're running into, Josh, welcome to the stream. They're running into this composter here. And so we'll just keep an eye on the output of this composter as it's feeding poppies into it, of which, oh, we've got some blocks in here that shouldn't be in there. Hopefully we didn't overload it. It shouldn't, but this should be filling up here right now. Yeah, everything's going as planned. It might actually be that the bone meal's running through too fast, that we're not actually seeing it. We'll be able to see it from here as we sit here. There, a piece of bone meal just went through. I think what it is, oh yeah, there we go. It's coming. It's coming. It's just at this hopper here, it's just getting sucked through so fast that we're not actually getting a chance to see it. And we might be overwhelming the composter a little bit. So I'm not going to load in any more of the poppies just right now. We're going to let this kind of do its thing and let that kind of keep up. There's no real way that we can kind of speed that up at all, because it's the actual composter itself can only take so much. So level 20 Beastmaster Hunter is mint. You got a level 20 Beastmaster Hunter new character and you're loving it. Grats. Did you see my first chat? Let me go back and see if that was the one you were talking about. I think that was the one you were first talking about, was your Beastmaster Hunter. I played a couple of days and that's about it. So I need to get in and be able to get some more work on the Blood Elf done, the Blood Elf Paladin, but it's been a little slow. Racing fan, welcome to the stream. Actually, guys, reach down, hit that like button on the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, ring the notification bell. So this is how fast the poppies are actually getting ticked in. As you can see how fast this is flashing here. So this is not backing up too much yet. We're just going to have to kind of keep an eye on this a little bit and make sure that this doesn't get totally filled up. If it starts to completely fill up, then we're gonna run into some issues. So let's see how much of it we've actually consumed out of the hoppers that we loaded up out here. So that one's empty. This one is close. We got some iron that's backing up there. And that's because it's feeding down from these guys as well. Plus, it's introducing more poppies as it comes through. So, I'm a quest to watch your stream. All right, Josh, enjoy your questing. Yeah, so you know what? We're actually getting caught up here. Not too bad. Everything's kind of flowing through here fairly well. So, nothing to worry about there. We're just, every once in a while, we'll pop back up here and refill these. We can at least gain back one of the hoppers that we've got, or one of the shulker boxes, because I'm going to want them for when we go to do some digging down here. So all right, let's just double check to make sure we're not backing up too much here. Yeah, I'm going to remove one of these and just kind of plug it along. Actually, we'll just take that whole section out there. And it's because the composter itself is kind of slowing up the progress. But we've regained one of the shulkers back. That's actually good. So I'm going to dig this one up and we're going to plant this other one down on the ground here. And we'll come back to that. We're going to throw the bed back down here so we sleep real quick. Oh, you just hit level 21. Grats. So yeah, the base changes here have been... It's super nice to have this massive auto sorter now. It was quite the project. And how many hoppers? You want to know how many hoppers? I've got easily 1,300 with the new super smelter I've got out here now. I've got easily 1,300 hoppers we've used for the super smelter and the new amazing jumbo sorter that we've got here now. So it's 2 levels. Each level, each one of these. So for instance, dirt has 10 double chests worth of inventory that we can pull from. And the way I have the chests laid out for it is if I pull out from this chest, it auto filters itself down and refills this chest. So we don't have to keep reaching for all of the different chests. We could just pull from this one and it'll refill itself as it kind of goes. And I do that all the time. We got coarse dirt, we got grass blocks, gravel, I mean, you name it. I've got just about everything that's stackable. And there's still like way more stackable blocks to go that I haven't even touched yet. A lot of like the big redstone things, like I don't have torches or comparators or hoppers filtered or pistons or droppers or furnaces, redstone lanterns. All of this stuff technically could get sorted because they stack up to 64 into piles of 64. There's still a bunch of food and stuff that I haven't done yet. There's all the wool and concretes and stuff that I could be sorting as well too. But I just haven't got to that point of pulling that off yet to be able to get that all in place. So I think that would end up being yet another floor here to add on top of all this, which I think might be a little bit too overkill if I add in another floor. I think with what's left over, I can manage that fairly well. And you know what? There is still 15 more slots up here that I could add more things into. So we'll just keep an eye on that. And if there's something that we're finding that we're getting a lot of, I could just start dumping them in there and get it all filtered out. So. Okay, so I'm not going to need to cart this bed around while we're doing this. I am taking these 3 shulkers with me. One thing I could do, though, is I could empty some of these grass blocks. I'm pretty sure I didn't move a lot of grass blocks into here so far. Yeah, so I can get one more shulker box emptied and then probably empty the other one into the filter itself. And we can completely clear out all of this excess waste. So that one can go. We'll unload this bad boy. And whatever I don't get into that bottom chest, I'll load it into the filter and it can just make its way there through the sorting system. So it's just if you got a large quantity of the same block, you can come to this first chest and unload that, but then you can't really get into the other ones unless I was to go all the way around through the backside to be able to get to it. But the rest of these can just get unloaded straight into here. It'll filter through and it'll end up in the chests that are back up behind there. So it's still getting the materials out. So that's the important thing. I think there's still a few more stacks in here we got to grab out. Yep. And we'll take that one. What's left? Green dye, that's going to stay because I'm not filtering green dye. My hopper minecart, or the minecarts, we're not filtering. Activator rails and detector rails, I'm not filtering. So All right, these are getting dumped into here. Alrighty. So things in the future that I'm going to end up getting auto-filled into here is any of the items that drop out of this. I'm going to get them added into the auto-sorting system so that any of the ink sacks, I think we get ink sacks, bone meal, raw salmon, and I think occasionally we get some rotten flesh out of this. We can get this fed into the auto sorter so that the squid farm just auto fills into it. And then we'll do the same thing over at the garden as well too. I'll run the pipes over to connect that so that the carrots and beetroot and beetroot seeds can get auto filled into the system as well, because I am sorting out all of those materials right now. And instead of me manually unloading the chests to do it, as it drops and finds its items, it can just get loaded in there. And we could do the same thing with the... Actually, you know what? I don't think I'll do it with the Skelly farm, because the skeletons drop various pieces of armor and bows, which are single stack items. And they'll just fill up this end. On the second floor, the end chest is basically what I have marked out as a catch-all chest for anything that gets put into the system that's not filtered, of which I do have to get those locks in place to make sure that that's happening. So bear with me here real quick while we run up top there. And I need to just lock out the sections that we're not using right now. Right now I have them set that if I put in a filter item, it will start filtering it. Bubble vaders are the best things in the world. I gotta put another set of elevators on that side as well. Yeah, in the auto sorter alone here, we're pushing close to 1,200 hoppers in this auto sorter. Okay, apples, and okay, so this one. Basically what I'm doing here is I'm putting in a renamed block that's basically shutting off these set of hoppers here so that they don't end up filling up with a bunch of trash or start filtering things that will never fill up. I'm hoping I have enough of these. Starting to think maybe I don't. I might have to rename a couple more. How many more do we need? 1, 2, 3 more. Because this one here is left wide open so that if anything gets thrown in the system that's not being filtered, it just drops straight down into here. Ah, that's going to hurt. So we're going to go and make a couple more of those holders. You're just renaming some diorite walls that I had like tons of that I've now basically started chipping down into nothing. So I'm just going to rename these to holder. They're not a natural because there's nothing called holder in the game. It's not a natural spawn item, so that you don't ever have to worry about it being filtered. Alrighty. Oh, the other thing I got here too is this is my my cow farm. So we're getting raw beef and leather in there now. Of which I think I've got to move that. I'm trying to remember if I sorted... Can't remember if I sorted the beef, but I know I sorted the leather. And if that is, then we can move that stuff into the sorting system and it can just get sent up to their chests. If I did, it's right over here somewhere. Yeah, both of them are right there. Leather and raw beef. So we can start dumping that stuff that's in that chest there and just get it unloaded, as well as we've got wheat here that we've been using for being able to... You just basically go and feed them, and this is basically an entity count farm that's down there, is how that works. So if the entity count gets too high... they auto die, and of course it's always the older ones that die first, not the younger ones, so it automatically builds us low. We get complete leather out of that. It's not a complicated farm. It's a couple of hoppers, a chest, and a waterlogged sign that has them in there, and a fence post that keeps them from hopping out. That's it. It's like one of the easiest farms you could build. And super important to have because you need leather all the time for either making books or, in this case, item frames. Holder. And this one. There we go. Now this is set up as the catch-all. So anything that gets loaded into the system that I'm not currently filtering will drop down and end up in these 10 chests at the end that we can kind of pull through and filter out as we need to. Single stack items would go in there, which we don't want to put a lot of single stack items because it could back up those 10 chests pretty quick. So, but I've needed to organize the whole storage assembly here a lot better. As I've been just running, there's been chests just everywhere. And now I don't have chests everywhere. And this just really cleans up the area around here too. The way the build is coming along here, it's just so much cleaner than what it was. So. A quick eat. A quick sleep. And what else? I think I will probably... We've got all these shulker boxes that are emptied out now. I'm going to carry some torches in my offhands to give me light. I'm going to throw stuff in here that I won't actually end up using. I'm going to keep my sword with me for any mobs that do spawn. And we'll just keep my bow and my axe in here because we're not actually going to be needing that. Those holders are going to go throw them into the redstone chest because that's what they're mainly getting used for, is any of the redstone work and stuff that we're doing. Yeah, you know what? I should probably grab some more of these stone slabs. The smooth stone slabs, that's what we're using as the staircase down inside this, this build area, so... We are going to want to keep that built up on the way down. So, you know, I might need more than that. Oh, I did it again. We'll just take everything that we've got because we do have the inventory that we can play around with the shulker boxes to be able to load everything and all the blocks that we're going to be breaking out of here. We've got a lot of digging to do, and that's why the haste beacon is up. So... we do have a haste 2 beacon, as well as, of course, we're efficiency 5 on all of our pickaxes. So each layer that we kind of go down here on this, we are going to make sure that we put the stairs in as we are working. Because we are going to be digging out all around the sides of this as well, too. Because eventually I'm going to want to put some type of wall system in here. Just not entirely sure what that's going to look like yet. So, and of course, we're going to end up busting off some of our banners and stuff that we've collected along the way here. We will end up redoing a banner wall at some point. I'm not overly concerned about the banners now, not like I was initially, because they seem to come by... I mean, you think about how many of them we have on this wall. Maybe I should gather them. We'll get these ones all off. What's the best way to get these down? Guess it really doesn't matter what we use to get them down. They're all slow. They don't have a default tool. Probably an axe is the default tool for them. Seen how they have like a wood frame on them? And I'm going to take out this row too, because we'll end up throwing a bunch of blocks along the wall here to just kind of fill this in as we go. Not there, there. Of course, this is the drop chamber I have for the basically what it's the kill tube for the villagers that we've got. The villager farm that we don't want to keep loading things up with. So there's a trapdoor in there that eventually, if it gets too full, they just wander over and drop into that trapdoor, and that alleviates the entity rate that's over here, which cuts down on a little bit of lag on the server. So. Just quickly block this all off here. What else have I got here for blocks that we can fill this in with? A little bit of andesite, a little bit of diorite. And I think that's pretty much it. We'll have to fill in the rest as we kind of get here. Well, I might have enough just with this. Okay, so that's walled off now. Perfect. We will keep digging. All kinds of caves and stuff that we've got around here. It's a little bit cave heavy, this area. And I never really noticed that before until we started digging all this out. One thing I did notice though is this does not, where I've got this set to dig down here, is it's not going to affect our spider farm at all. It's not going to affect the squid farm. It's not going to affect the skeleton farm that we've got. So we are free and clear to dig this whole area down to bedrock. It'll be nice when we get out of these caves though, then that way we just got straight just digging around on the ground floor here without having to worry about trying to dodge all of the little drop pits that we've got everywhere. Be a little bit more efficient too when we could get away from any of the cobblestone that we've placed. As we've been filling in various holes and stuff when we built our first little starter pit. It is very satisfying listening to these blocks break with haste though. Insta break mining is so, it's so satisfying to listen to. More so the block, like the stone breaking, than it is the dirt break. So big plans for this room eventually. It's going to be basically kind of like a main power center for my base here. Is what the plan is behind this area. Okay, we're going to throw down a shulker box to start emptying out some stuff here. I think we're going to carry some of the smooth stone in there too because it's taking up too much inventory space. So even though I have an iron farm, I still cannot pass up digging out iron blocks that are just regular right here at our fingertips. We'll still take those. We're not gonna... Iron's still too valuable of a commodity to not go and farm it up when you get your hands on it. So we will continue to do so. Okay, so we're gonna get this geared up here. How wide are we doing these stairs? We're doing them 3 wide, aren't we? Yes, we are. So that means this needs to change to this one. And then we'll take out this. And this one can go. And hither. Now, I fear that the area is going to be slightly too big for us to not end up with mobs spawning in here as we're digging this out. So that's why we're keeping the sword with us. Probably would have been a better idea to keep the, keep the bow, because then if there were creepers, we could kind of pick them off as they spawn, but we can fight them the hard way. Keep our health up, it won't be too big of a deal. However, we do need to keep this side here filled in. As we continue to plug along here. We'll have to keep our eyes open for ghost blocks too, because I know that they're going to be popping through. They're like a plague. We can never get rid of them. Well, these are some half slabs here. All this was because the minecart system that we used for going to bring our villagers here was all through this. Alright, we'll hop our way back out of that hole. So the last thing we do before we go to empty out our inventory or go to repair our tools and stuff is we will light up a level, because we know that we're going to end up coming back to a massive amount of mobs here. They're going to want to eat our face if we leave this area and come back. So, which I really would rather not run into. Because right now, this would make a pretty good dark room spawner if we got rid of the additional torches that are still down here. We'd have mobs everywhere here. Trust me, I've had it before when I hadn't lit up the area yet, and the amount of mobs that were down here was just absolutely ridiculous. Fill in these bits before it becomes too much of an issue. Sweeney's online. When did he sneak in? I didn't even see when he popped on. Hello, Sweeney. Well, that'll keep the phantoms away. Mind you, it's not going to be an issue. Oh, now you noticed. Hello, Sweeney. I just noticed you in chat now. Yeah. Well, you just slept. I didn't notice when you hopped on, and then I had some like OpenGL errors, which I wasn't entirely sure why those were happening. I know that I did crank up my render distance to max, so I don't know if that was doing it. Alright, let's throw down a shulker and unload our stuff. I'm not entirely sure how much of this we're going to be able to fit into these boxes. We got a little bit of stuff in there. Okay, we will unload that one. Throw down another new one. You've been lurking in the stream too. Yeah, but I don't think you've said anything in the stream, so lurk away though. Oh, no, we're keeping those. All right, let's dig this section out here. Stairs, stairs. Followed by more stairs. Oh, it's so satisfying, except for when you nick the wall. Like that there too. Oh, we're gonna end up with so much stone out of this, of which I actually still have a massive stockpile of smooth stone and cobblestone, or not, just regular stone and cobblestone, not smooth stone, which isn't really a big deal. Like, I could probably get 8 more double chests worth into the auto sorter, and I've got at least 10 of that sitting out there. But I would think by the time we get this area dug out here, we'll have filled up the auto sorter of the cobblestone and stone that's down here. So, because this whole area is quite a large area that we're digging out of here. So. Sweeney, were you here when I showed the new super smelter? I redid the super smelter and expanded it now. Once I got the rest of the auto sorter area all dug out, the super smelter's been moved now. You probably, I don't know if you've come over to the base at all, but it looks a little different even now since the last time you were on. I don't have an axe with me. I left the axe. I wasn't expecting any wood. I forgot I had put doors in some of the areas here. Sure was. Server was a little bit herky-jerky during the sorting bone meal. I think it's because my villagers are a little bit too... I've got too many villagers right now. I've got to go do a purge in there again. for whatever reason, they're not wandering over to the drop point where before they've been like randomly just keeping themselves at bay because I've got a trap door in there and they would just constantly meander over to it and drop to their doom. Okay, you got this. The herky jerky was no big deal. Nobody is recording at this hour. So I'll make sure I do get those villagers kind of knocked down so that people aren't experiencing any lag issues. I don't want to be responsible for taking down the server due to excessive lag. All right, we're gonna throw down one of these. I think it's this one that's got, nope. Oh, well, we can unload into here, though. Actually, we'll throw down the other one, too. Which one? This one. See if there's anything else I can load in. There was a little bit of dirt I could put in there. Stairs. Regular slab. I'll pull back one of these slabs and throw in another cobblestone. Throw the rest of this into here. Looks like we're throwing down another one. And what do you think Distance is going to do? We have the same basis plan for the most part, just different aesthetics. Yours is yours is on the far side of Isolation City, though, isn't it? I don't think we'll have too much. I think the Distance. I think we should be okay. I just noticed like this evening that I had probably 30 villagers in there. Well, I could go and eliminate them right now, actually. I'll go teach them who's boss. I blocked off my quick way up here. Oh, they've actually filtered themselves out now. So a bunch of them must have decided that they wanted to run into the hole. Because you saw how full it was earlier, and now it's not so bad. Oh, wait. They're like mating right... Are you kidding? For a second, I thought they were going to create a baby right there. Ah, perfect. We've slimmed it down a little bit. Skittles, welcome to the stream. What texture pack do you use? I am running default. This is 100% default right now. No texture packs installed. Breeding in the kill zone. I don't know. Like these villagers are they're a special bunch of folks. Yeah, this is straight. The only thing that I've got going on right now is I'm running Optifine, which is why I've got connected textures hooked up. So that's why the grass blocks are all connected like this, is because of Optifine, but it's default textures. My villager trading prices, because those villagers are way over here and they didn't see what happened and they're not communicating right now. They're not dreadful. In fact, they're actually going down right now. So because they didn't see what happened. So to them, it's like just another day. And then of course I do have my zombie down here that we could lower their trading prices. So I'm not overly concerned there. Oh, I left here. Oh, we're lucky. I didn't put any torches down, and I kind of fully expected to come back and it'd be totally full of mobs here. How's that pickaxe doing? 387 to go. Be good for a little bit yet. And by 387, you multiply that by 4 is basically how many blocks you can break with it. So. And we're getting a little bit back in some points as we dig out some coal, and that gets us some experience back. Terris, you do realize it's dark. I do realize that it's actually dark outside too. See, I don't, like, I'm inside here, so I don't have to worry about phantoms and stuff. I mean, if you need me to go sleep, I can run outside and go sleep if you want. But I'm underground here right now, so darkness outside isn't going to mean squat to me. What are we at for 274? We're going to take it down to like 20. We'll get that pick war right out. We'll get its uses. The one thing I will do is when we do get down to the corner, is we will stop and put in the corner light. Because that will be a platform that will be able to spawn mobs, and we don't want that. But, I mean, we're already making pretty good time. That's like one pick's worth of work that we've done. And bit by bit, we're getting things chipped out of here, so... I believe those two are full and that one's still empty, so... How we are sitting at 142, so a little bit more yet. A little bit more we can dig with. Josh, you're doing a dungeon. That'll get you some experience pretty quick. All right, perfect. Are you playing classic or are you playing retail, Josh? Level 20 something, you're either doing dead mines or stockades. Or no, you could be horde, so you might be doing what is it, Shadowfang Keep? I can't remember what the horde dungeons are. Retail. 84, we'll do a little bit more. $64. We'll get this end done and then we'll put the pick away. Alright, bye-bye pick. Yeah, we're down to 49. That's good enough. Now we'll switch to Silk Touch. Glad we did bring the shulker boxes down here, or we'd be just non-stop running up and down, up and down, up and down, replacing these blocks. With that said, we're going to be spending tons of time trying to empty out all those shulker boxes and waiting for them to sort into the auto sorter. That'll be an off-stream setup that will. Once the shulker boxes are full, because I'm going to end, of course, like running out of storage space, I will just put chests on the landing and we'll just empty everything out into chests on each of the landings. So Infinite Shadow, welcome. Looks like you're having fun. Yeah, digging lots of stuff out of here, so it is kind of fun. The peacefulness of ripping through this stuff in haste to efficiency 5 is just, there's something very satisfying about it. We're going to throw the pickaxe in here too so that I don't end up inadvertently using it and busting it. We will lock it away. Well, just about taking care of all of our light sources that we had kind of tucked away in here. That's not what I wanted. Fill in any of the other holes we've got on the wall. Looks like we're pretty good. Not too many holes. Oh, now we're getting mobs. It's going to be impossible to keep this area all lit up as we're doing this. Oh well, it is what it is. Oh wait, this is our third... This is our platform right here. So we are going to have to build that up. Oh, no, wait. This has got to... I got to keep this border on this side. So this one's actually got to go... We actually got to dig this right up here. So what exactly you're mining this room out for? Eventually, it's going to go all the way down to bedrock for this. And it's going to be... it's going to be like a big reactor that's going to be inside this room. I think that's probably the best way to put it. I want to look like I'm going to be drawing the energy out of the core of the planet to be able to power my base is basically what it's going to look like. As well as I'm moving my nether portal that's up there to the very bottom to be able to, you know, kind of get it out of this area and kind of set it as a focal point down below. So it even could be that we're drawing the energy from out there, so it's hard to say. OM Cyborg, welcome to the stream. Hey, Terris, missed you. Everything's fine? Yeah, everything is totally fine. I've just been, in real life, just my work hours have been ridiculous right now. So I'm trying to stream when I can, and I'm still getting some of my game time in, so I've been able to get a lot of projects and stuff taken care of, which has been kind of nice to do, but I just, by the end of the day, I'm like completely wiped and don't want to drag you guys through my exhaustion trying to do a stream, so I end up just, you know, firing up some Hermitcraft, watch some Hermitcraft as I chip away at working at some of the builds that I'm working on. It is going to be nice when we get down to a layer where we can get some more gold and stuff, because ultimately I'm going to need a bunch of gold so that I can get my villager trading post working more effectively. I got to make them golden apples. You know what? I'm clearing out this iron here right now while we're here. Not that I need it with the iron farm, but I can't leave it. It's just not right to leave it anywhere, so... We'll leave some lighting in that corner for now. Eventually we'll put the light standards in and stuff, but... Baby Sweps. He has also been there for his family during this crazy time. Yeah. My wife's been putting in roughly 65 to 70 hours a weekend right now. She manages a grocery retail. I look after the IT for the company for all 18 of our locations. And it's been crazy. All of the things we've got to do. Level 24, that didn't take you long. See, dungeons, it doesn't take long to grab a bunch of levels when you're doing dungeons. The XP you get out of there is just redonkulous. Oh, so satisfying. Oh. God, I love that. Ah, we're gonna unload again. That one's full enough. This is our last empty. Making sure I got no creepers sneaking up behind me here. Your healer was second in damage? That's crazy. Mind you, at lower level dungeons, yep, you can pretty much almost solo them. Ooh, a little bit more over here. Grab that. I wonder if I should be taking these torches that I've got here, just real quick like, and kind of run up this staircase, and on every other one of these stairs, just throw a torch on it for now, just to try to keep the mobs at bay a little bit. For now, until I can get everything built for a railing and stuff in here. I'm still not happy with the way that railing's turned out, so that's probably not going to stay like that. I might even just leave it open. Does it even need a railing? It might not, right? So... especially with it being a 3-wide staircase. It's not like it's, you know, 1 wide and you're worried about falling off of it. Tons of little areas where I've dug into places and stuff that I'm now discovering kind of where everything all went as we were trying to build different things out here. Oh, I gotta put my torches back in my offhand. It's too dark, it's scary. These essential and critical work positions, man, I tell you, I have personally worked harder during this than any other time in my life, but still people spit on me verbally. There's ignorant people everywhere, Sweeney, and unfortunately you can't get away from them. But with that said, there's also people that are out there that are appreciating the extra hard work that you're doing as well. And there's been a lot more of the thanking your frontline workers right now that basically kind of have to be, like all of our business divisions, like our province, of course, is listed what work positions are considered essential services. And every one of our business divisions, from ag to hardware to grocery to our fuel services and everything, are considered essential services. So all of our workers are frontline workers. And we're busting our butt as a company to make sure that those team members are safe all the time. And the community's also been, acknowledging the fact that we're out here every day, making sure they've got product on the shelf to be able to get, and appreciating it. So I'm grateful that in my position, like now that I've got everybody's remote stations working the way they're supposed to be so that they can get in and remote from home. My work should kind of taper off to be not as crazy as what it's been for the last 3 weeks. Like the last 3 weeks has just been insane. Absolutely insane from the minute I got up in the morning to the minute I went to bed. And even as like we went through the initial push at the grocery store that my wife manages, with all of the products getting sucked off the shelves because people were panic buying, I would show up at the store and try to help stock shelves to at least get some products out there for people. And when IT has to go in and stock shelves, there's an issue. Can't deny I am thankful I ignored my dad's dying words. Sounds bad, but his type of work is limited right now, and my career is booming. Yeah. Some careers are doing just fine right now, and there are other people that are just... they've got nothing going on. In fact, the company that I used to work for, even though it's been labeled as an essential service, they was a computer retail / computer repair shop. They're dead right now because everybody's scared to go outside. They're pretty much not bringing anything in for service. And they're basically just twiddling their thumbs, hoping that people come in and bring them in some work. Okay, so I think we've probably got enough loaded in. We've dug down because it was basically, we were right at the bottom of the nether portal. So we've dug down quite a bit just in a short period of time. Quick question, why did I put the ice cream in the fridge? I didn't think I did put the ice cream in the fridge. I thought I put it in the freezer. So I'm going to say I had a mini terrace moment. Well, now you have soft ice cream, so deal with it. Okay, we're going to throw some torches down here to kind of light this up a bit, so that we don't end up with a bunch of mobs as we go to empty out all these chests. Ouch! Did I just hear a zombie pigman? I did. Dude, you are lost. Alright, I think we should be lit up in here enough. We shouldn't have any mobs show up in this. I don't know how many night cycles it's been since I've slept, so we better crank out a reset here so that we don't have phantoms getting us. And I think pretty much everything that we've been digging out of here, I can sort into, we could dump into the auto sorter. And it will go. You're gonna eat here real quick. This here is probably the only real downside to the auto sorter, is we now have basically working off a server tick rate to get these items to suck out of the system. I'm using a ethos clock back there to be able to suck these items out, so as long as it takes for one item to go back and forth between two hoppers. And it's basically, I mean, you can listen to that clock. It's like completely silent. You don't hear it going click, clack, click, clack, click, clack every time it sorts an item up. And of course, it's moving it up the dropper elevator that's there into the channel of items that's then filtering it into all of its various locations. The majority of these products are pretty much just going to get used up in this one little corner here. And then I think the rotten flesh ends up going all the way up to that side. You'll know when something ends up going up this side because you can actually see these torches trigger and start flashing back and forth when it ends up finding an item that needs to go up to the second floor. So we can take this advantage then to quickly kind of run along and just unload everything that we can into the system. Everything that fits. And then we can go work on some other things while we're waiting for this to filter through. As long as we're in the area here, then it's totally fine. It's not going to be a big inconvenience. Now, of course, we don't want to unload the area because then that would be a problem, because then when we come back, we got to wait for that to sort. So we are going to have to go and repair. So when we do, this will end up just pausing its unload process at that point. I should actually take a bunch of this stone now. And actually, I need to make more smooth stone. So I'm going to just unload the stone into here. I'm actually going to grab some more of it as well out of here. We'll get a bunch of this because I need a bunch more smooth stone. So this is the perfect time to fire that up. And I'm just going to let it unload into this chest. I'm not going to worry about gathering XP right now because we'll go to the XP farm to repair. Let's see how much. Let's do one round of this. We'll get one full stack in these things and kind of see how much XP we'll get out of here. Because what do we got? We've got 11, 22, 33 furnaces set up here. Is what this is cooking at right now. So right now I've got it set to not unload, so that we can collect the XP out of these furnaces. So, which, of course, freed up a bunch more space in here that we can unload these bad boys into the system. And I can look at getting another shulker box unloaded as well, too. of which we successfully were able to unload another complete shulker box. So we're taking advantage of the furnaces to be able to punch a bunch of product through. See, it doesn't take long to get this all filled up. And, I mean, we're already up to 8 times 33. So we're basically getting every one of these. I mean, we got 4 stacks done. 4.5 stacks done. Already smelted. Just like that. It's taken, what, not even a minute, and we got 4.5 stacks filtered out. So, Jared, welcome to the stream. Hi, remember me? Absolutely. I'm going to throw these last 2 shulker boxes up on the wall over here just so that we can get to them when we get to unloading. So what isn't going to go in there is these dark oak doors. I'm actually not wanting the dark oak doors. They're kind of ugly. And they're not going to fit for the build motif, so they're going into the garbage can. They go bye-bye. I should grab some wheat and make some more of the leather. See, it's filtering down slowly but surely. Just kind of filling up some of these. Oh, so they're going, wait, we already emptied one? But no, I grabbed the wrong shulker box to throw up there. Alright, so since we have just about a full stack of torches in there, those torches can go. The lanterns I'm not filtering because I don't have very many of them anyway, so they'll just go live in this one. Oh, and these banners, we gotta do something with those things. The banners need a home. For now, I think we'll just stick them in one of these chests over here. Boink, boink. That's out of that banner room that I had there that I guess now I technically have completely cut off. It's just thinking about it, I completely blocked off that banner room, and that was the only way into it. So as of right now... Oops. Did I just push you off? I didn't mean to. That wasn't enough to really do that much damage to him. Yeah, that room is kind of blocked off there with the rest of the banners. We'll have to remember that that's there. See, this is all my cobblestone and smoothstone overflow is what this is. Cobblestone, cobblestone, cobblestone. More cobblestone. That's smooth stone. This is all cobblestone. There's so much cobblestone everywhere. It's ridiculous. Red Plays, welcome to the stream. I am doing just fine. I should probably grab some more chests for overflow cobble. For now, let's just throw all the cobble in here. Pull these ones out. Let's get one full shulker box full of cobble. And then we can unload this stuff. Keep the smooth stone in there because that's what we're using as our staircase. Perfect. And then we're going to strip off our gear. Throw that weapon into our offhand. And are we full yet on here? Not quite. Not quite. Hey, is this empty now, I wonder? Let's wait for it to come back. Oh, it is, so we don't need that going back and forth anymore. You know, Optifine has shaders now. I have not upgraded to the newest version of Optifine, so I don't have shaders on this one yet. I should probably grab that one, because it'll probably be more efficient than the Optifine version that I'm using right now. By the time they get Optifine like released for 1.15.2, 1.16 will be out, and then we'll be right back to not having Optifine again. So as soon as these are full stacks, we'll see kind of how much XP we get out of them. Oh, we won't actually have enough to get full stacks out of there. Do I have more stone in here? Andesite, andesite. Stone. Get a little bit more stone. We'll fire that in and see if we can get these up to full stacks. Yeah, because we would have been capping out at 52 in there, so we need a little bit more per furnace here. That's funny that I never even thought about the fact that I've got so many furnaces in here that the minecart chest isn't enough to fill it completely. Install it while I'm streaming. I don't know about that. Let's see if where Optifine is available, where we're at with Optifine right now. Let me just see what version it is. Optifine. .15.2 HDUG1 pre-release 10 was released on the 26th. Really now? Really, really? Let's just throw that up on that one. Yeah, you know what? Let's take a few seconds right now and quickly run that install. Bear with me here real quick. As we open install to .minecraft, Optifine successfully installed. Now I just gotta relaunch my Minecraft again. And Optifine pre-release 10. Oh, you know what? I may have already been using it. Breaking news, Replay Mod is working on updating their mod so they are in, since they're in quarantine. Hey, that's probably good news. There are no compatibles raiders with fast render. Please set performance fast render to off. Okay, so we got to go back to performance, fast render off, done, shaders, and Zeus renewed. I think was the one we were using. Was it renewed? Was that the Patreon one? Oh yeah, we've got some shaders happening. We've got some shaders. It's looking pretty... Oh, man, this looks dope. The squid farm looks awesome. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of this particular shader. Let me try the other one. Lockdot, welcome to the screen. Options. Let's go back to video settings, shaders. Let's go to... Oh, this one here, I think, is the Patreon one. Yeah, that's a little better. That's a little more crisp and clear. That's looking schwanky. Schwanky. How does the dome, like the render distance on it though, is not ideal. I guess it's not horrible. It's not as good as it could be. But the dome is showing up there now. Oh, the reflection off of the windows is actually pretty amazing. I'm kind of liking that. However, it's only reflecting some of the blocks. That's kind of weird. Why does it not reflect all the blocks? Oh, you know what'll be absolutely amazing to look at? Is what the mountainside would look like at night. Ali Bally, welcome to the stream. Oh, look at the shadow from the dome. Oh, that looks amazing. Oh, that's... I haven't looked at this build yet in shaders. This is the first time I've seen it in shaders. The dome looks freaking... Okay, I gotta switch accounts here real quick. Bear with me. We're gonna switch over to my cam account / my daughter's account. We're gonna do a fly around with the cam account. Maybe. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Oh, look at that. That's... The reflection in the water is just absolutely amazing to look at for the squid farm. Oh, even the water is like crystal clear up here that pushes the iron golems out. Alright, we are taking a trip to Isolation City. So this is the Nomian shopping district that's over here. You can see my little floating head shadow. This is as realistic as Minecraft gets with the new shader packs, so... And of course with the connected textures on the glass on this. That looks amazing. Hopefully I'm not spoiling too much. I'll move away. We'll just do the city. I don't want to spoil anybody's builds. Oh, City Hall is amazing. The stained glass definitely looks the best out of it than regular glass. Like the stained glass, this blue stained glass is such a crisp look to it. I don't want to go over too far into any of those builds over there because some of them could very well be spoilers, and I don't want to spoil anything. Oh, look at this. Look at the water, like the fish pond here. The little aquarium around this is just... The glass of this dome is just... Oh, man. You get a great render distance out here, too. Oh, actually, here we go. We'll start rendering. No, I want it to be nighttime. No. Okay, we'll wait for another night cycle. I was gonna go check out the volcano, or the slime volcano over in my Wasteland at night. So. Make sure you stay safe and wash your hands. Absolutely. Scrub them until they bleed, because it's pretty much what with it being so dry out here right now, like it's dry and cold still in Alberta, my hands are like cracking now from all the hand sanitizer and the scrubbing and everything. It's like crazy. Wait for the dome to render in a little bit here. Render faster. That's the thing with the shaders on. It does take a while for the chunks to render in. Okay, the fog effect. It basically looks like these are pits of tar now. With the shaders on. This here is what I'm curious to see with at night. Is kind of what this area here looking like. See, that there is actually 7 layers of glass with a layer of air in between each one of them. So because I've got strategic lighting in here to kind of light up this mountainside a little bit. Yeah, I don't know if I like the shaders on that. I like how the build inside this is actually starting to take shape now. It actually looks like something's happening inside here. And you know what? The villager farm actually looks... I've never really taken a good look at it, and it looks actually pretty decent. Hey, what are you doing? How come you're out here? You should be down in that little hole, and you should have fallen through. You shouldn't be hanging out on the bed here. Okay, I'm just waiting for a night cycle to happen, so... As soon as we get a night cycle... the poor villager section is in this building right here. Because the villagers end up moving into this point. And actually, I don't even... Oh, I've only got a few of them. Where they're kind of built up here right now, that's actually a drop point for them. Where they fall through that so that this room doesn't overly fill. Your PC would probably blow up with this shader. Locked out, you're from Jupiter? Okay, well. Oh, you can still see Isolation City off in the distance from here. It's still rendering in just enough. We'll get outside here. You know, City Hall is pretty big. And then you stand on top of the dome here and look over that way. City Hall ain't that big, man. I'm sorry, Sweeney, but City Hall's pretty tiny. Man, I am just in love with this. Where are we at in our day cycle here right now? We need nighttime. Tell Terris to visit distance, and he will get his nighttime. What is distance? Oh, that's your new tower, isn't it? I don't know where the cords are for that. I want to think it's out here somewhere. It's not that one. It takes so long for the chunks to render in. Follow the monorail from City Hall. Okay. Well, I'm at the end of the monorail because this is the monorail right here. I'm pretty sure it is. We'll go the other way. Okay, this is the only monorail, so we're gonna follow this. I am following the monorail. Is it? Okay, I've been looking at your spoiler videos then. It's not this thing, is it? I'm confused. What am I looking for? You're at the first turn. Oh, this one right here. See, I was looking at the screenshot of the one that you had built that you were doing on your test world. And so that's the structure I was looking for. I thought you were a little bit further along over here than this. What are you doing? You're bouncing up and down. I see your armor looks like crazy in this shader. You're all like purple with little flecks of teal. Oh, it's nighttime. It's nighttime. Yay. Look, it's nighttime. Oh, look at Isolation City at night. Look at... Oh, okay, the lighting on the build beside you is on point. They did such a good job of that. Yeah, I need my mountainside over here that should be lit up. Oh, you see, you can't see the lighting in it. That's really bizarre because I had glowstone inside this. And it barely even shows at all the lighting effect. It doesn't do it justice at all at night. That's kind of disappointing. I was really hoping that would have lit up a bit because I've got like glowstone stuck in there. I've got glowstone stuck up in here. And I wonder if it's just specifically glowstone that's the issue. Maybe if I wasn't using glowstone. I might have to update the actual shader pack too. Oh yeah, because as I'm getting closer at night here, all my lighting is like totally gone. I'll have to update. I'll have to update it. Pravonus, welcome to the stream. Okay, we're gonna switch back to my account. Dive back in, and then we're gonna shut the shaders off again. Because at night I'm gonna do some digging and see if I can find some 1.15 shaders that work a little bit better. Skittles and Giggles says, is World of Solitude going to update the Nether when it updates? Sweeney's the guy to answer that. I hope so, because there's some amazing blocks that are in there. I ultimately hope so. So glad we decided to increase the server render distance. Looks better now. Looking now. Yeah, I like the additional chunks that are available in that. So options, video settings, shaders. I'm not even entirely sure what internal is, or did I just click that off? I did. Okay, we better get out of here because monsters are going to start showing up here and want to totally eat our face, so... And we'll give a quick sleep here. So, Sweeney, are we going to update the Nether? So we've got Nether tunnels everywhere, so it would have to be in chunks that we don't have anything built in to get them reset. Because I think we'd want to keep our tunnels and our farms that we've got in there. Oh, Raggy. Why is that not unloading? We might have a catastrophe. Oh no, I just busted redstone. No! Oh, I know what it'll be, is that these are totally full as we're waiting for them to empty. That's why there's a delay happening. Okay, that's crisis averted. We're okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. I am really, really bad at redstone. So, Sweeney says, Skittles, we are working on that. Spoiler alert, World of Solitude is hoping to have 1.16 on Season 3. You know, and I wouldn't be, as long as I could get a download of this world, I wouldn't be, like, overly worried if there was a world reset to do it. I mean, this Dolmen project, everything here has been amazing and a lot of fun to do so far, but, I mean, it wouldn't, like, totally break my heart if the world got completely reset. I mean, it's been a ton of work that I've put into, but as long as I could convert this into a single-player world, I'd be totally fine with it, so... Anyhow, let's go check on our furnaces here now and see how much experience we get out of those to see if we get a repair. Terrace, I'm so bad at redstone, I had to Google how to dispense items out of a dispenser. You can just put a button on a dispenser and go click, and it goes click. But you want to use a clock on that. So, okay, so these are full right now. Let's see. We're currently at level 7. This pick is like wrecked, like it's 49. Let's see how we do out of this. It's not looking so good. I think maybe if we were smelting something, smelting something different, maybe we get a better result. Yeah, it's not a very efficient farm right now, I'm telling you that much. Yeah, that's kind of sad. What are we at on that? 339? Not worth it at all. I'm thinking if we were smelting maybe iron or something, maybe you get more XP out of it. Octot says, Terrace, where so bad we had to Google the dispenser. Octot said, I ended up building this stupidly large contraption trying to get the dispenser to work. It now instantly crashes when I load the world. You know what? I'll give you a quick little 2-second tutorial on how to make dispensers unload. And once you see it, it's like crazy easy. I'll even use these blocks that I've got here right now. Let's reload this stuff. Alright, so I'm going to grab, I got a redstone chest here. We'll use droppers. Droppers, dispensers, basically the same thing. Is what you're basically getting the same idea of it. But droppers is what I've been using all along. And then I'm going to take a comparator, a couple of hoppers, and a couple of redstone torches, and that should pretty much do the trick. Okay, we'll run up the hillside here. So this is for making like an elevator of items. If I had... Actually, it takes like 2 seconds to make some more. Let me just go like this. Zoink. Zoink. I'm going to grab a little bit of redstone. Hold on. 2 seconds. Boop, boop, boop. Let's grab some more redstone. So we're going to do it in an item elevator. Crazy easy item elevator. I've used it 4 different times now on this auto sorter that I've got here. Okay, we're going to start with our hoppers. Okay. We're going to put them so that the opening is up on them. Oh, I guess I should actually craft more hoppers. That's why I went and grabbed the redstone. Or not hoppers, droppers. So we are going to throw this right down here, and we're just going to load these all up. Okay, so these things are basically going to get filled in from... We would generally have like a chest or something out this side or something like that. We're just going to use these hoppers as a fill point. I should grab some more hoppers because I'm doing a lousy job of this little mini tutorial. This impromptu tutorial. So picture you'd have, like for instance, in my auto sorter over there, I've got a double chest sitting on top of this that I would just throw items in and they would feed into this hopper. You then come out of the hopper or out of the dispenser here or dropper. And we need a comparator. We're going to go comparator out of that. So it reads to see if anything's been put in there. We're going to put a block here. And we're going to throw a redstone torch on the back of that. Okay, and then on this end, we're going to put another hopper here. And so this is going to be basically an ethos clock is what this is. And it's a super silent clock. You have 2 hoppers that feed into each other. And then you just throw in 1 item in there. So that's just going to... What's going to happen as this receives a signal, it'll shut off this torch and it'll tell this item to move over to the other hopper. And then, of course, this will receive a signal, tell it all to shut off, and it'll tell it to go back. So it sits there and the item goes back and forth like this, which triggers this to keep loading the materials upwards. So then on this one, we're coming out of here with a comparator. We're throwing a block on it, and then a redstone torch out of that. And now we just need to chase this redstone signal up this tower. So to do that, we're going to put a block on top, redstone torch on each side, redstone here. And so these redstone torches are what's activating this, and then This one is activating this one. This one's activating this one, so on and so forth. You don't need to add another one on this side because there's nothing on this side we need to activate. This one needs to be here on this side because it's powering that block that's there. So I just have to hop back up here now. So we're just going to put another one. Alternate the torches. Another one. Torch. Another one. Torch. That one's going to go there, here on both sides. Now this can go up as high as you need to. I wouldn't necessarily call this parkour. My parkour skills are trash. Alright, so now this is powered all the way up to the top here. So then, whatever we throw in here, it's loading in. This is reading the signal, and up top there, you can see the items are shooting out. But listen. Let me pause the music. It's super quiet. You barely hear it ticking. You throw a building around this, and you would never ever know that that is making any noise at all. Like this one over here is like super quiet. You can't even hear this one. And I know that it's still actively sending stuff up top here. Let me just bust these out of the way. Oh, it's because it's actually done now. There's the one item in there just as where it shut off. That's it. Well, we could just go like this. So this is sucking these items in, moving them up. You can't even hear it. It's like totally quiet. And I think the main reason why you can hear this one is because those items up there aren't going into a chest. If there was a chest up there, you would never ever hear it. So you're hearing the block popping out of the dropper more than anything else. And you get to see, like, obviously these can feed the dropper faster than it can take it in. So that's why it ends up piling up here. And then the items just feed their way up. Super simple. So there's an item elevator that is not very laggy, and you don't have to worry about, like, everything here loads into either, like in my auto sorter, it's all going into hoppers, or it's going into chests, or it's going into droppers. There's never any entities that are just floating around, because you'll see a lot of auto sorters use a water transportation system where they're shooting the items along a stream across the hoppers to be able to suck them all in, where it does move a little bit faster. But if you are using a large amount of space like this is, as well as putting in a large influx of items into it, you will end up having them despawn, and you'll end up losing those items before they can drop in. So why aren't I doing tutorials? You're good at it? I wasn't good at it. I'm not prepared. But yeah. I can't even remember. Honestly, this is somebody else's design. This isn't my design. I can't remember who it was that did it. I did a search a while ago on trying to figure out how to be able to move these items up. I do know that this is an Ethos Clock. Ethos came up with this design here. That's about it as far as the overall combining this together into something like this. So you can actually put in here 33 items or as many items as you want. The difference is you have to wait now for these items to tick over for them to be able to, for it to function properly. That's the only downside with having that many items in there. And there was something that I was trying to build here a while ago that actually, for I had it for... Oh, no. Actually, this same clock system, I know exactly where it is. Hold on a second. I'm using that same type of clock system on the iron farm. You need that in the iron farm to set up the timer that lowers the wall to expose the villagers to the zombie that's in there. So I'm just going to run over here right now and you can have a quick look at that. Because we have like a piston set up over there. A piston clock with that ethos timer. So we're just going to climb up here right now. Turn the music back on because it's oddly silent and quiet and it's eerie. So here, I have the same clock system here right now that is counting these blocks going back and forth. So right now it's transitioning these blocks over to this side. Once it gets to this side, it forces that piston back over on this way. So right now, this is, if we can get a view here, the wall is up right now, so the zombies can't see anything. So like they can't see the zombies. There's no interaction. Now the zombies there, oh my god, they're panicking. Oh, what are we gonna do? And then the iron golem spawns and drops down on that side. This waits for a 30 tick count or 32 tick count, depending on what's there. So that's, and then of course the wall comes back up. They're like, oh great, okay, we can go back to sleep now. And so now it's waiting for another 30 seconds. They're thinking they're having a great sleep. Oh no, the wall's gone and now the zombie's back and these guys are all panicking and we'll end up with, I mean, we don't get an iron golem every time. I think it's because the iron golem was still dying down there, which is why we didn't get a second iron golem spawn. And of course, wall's back up and because it's nighttime right now. This is actually kind of fun to watch this whole process. Oh, they're panicking. No, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And they spawned another iron golem. That iron golem will drop down. And then, of course, it dies in a lava blade, so on and so forth. So, if only people needed the ethos timer, but for one cycle for a potion brewer. I mean, there might be. I'm not sure. This is just my first foray into getting into this whole build style, like the playing with redstone. So I'm a builder. I'm not a redstone technician. So what? Where are you freaking out at? Holy crap! He was like going zoom, 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 back and forth. Totally lost where he was going. That was crazy. So this here, I shut off the XP gathering on. Oh no, I didn't. I'll shut it off now. So any of the stuff that was remaining in there, it's now filtering down into this, and it'll just whip into this tunnel. Anything that I want to smelt in here now, if I leave this switch off, it'll just autofill into this chest, and I can just grab it from here rather than having to gather it from each of the furnaces here. So what Sweeney asked what my next project's going to be. Well, right now it's going to be getting this. I got to get this dug all the way down to bedrock. And then I've got some plans for some redstone energy conduits that are going to come up. Probably like one on that side, one on that side, and maybe another one on this side. That are going to look freaking amazing. So I've already played around with it. Actually, you know what? I can show you. I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you a spoiler. You guys are going to get a spoiler right now. Anybody that's here right now is they're going to get a little bit of a look at what I was planning on doing here. Where did I do it? Was it on the... I know what I'm doing. Was it on this one? I can't remember if it was on this world or not that I built it. Nope, it's not on that one. Save and quit. Single player. Alright, so this is what I have planned. You guys are getting a spoiler. We're in nighttime right now, so you can kind of see these toggle downfall / weather clear. So you see how these are pulsing right now? Basically to make it look like energy is getting drawn up that. I want 3 of these conduits right there. I tried doing one over here that was a little bit bigger around. I didn't like the design of it, and I didn't like that you could see the redstone lamps on it inside. So this is using honey blocks. The honey blocks, you can't see that there's redstone lamps behind that, but the design of this is absolutely freaking amazing. And I'm just using this basic little timer here that is running the signal up and turning the light on and basically kind of chasing it up. I want this is going to be built 3 of these at least in that room there that our nether portal is going to be at. So we get to look forward to that. The only thing is I'm going to need 1,000,000. I love puppies. Welcome to the stream. I'm going to need like 1,000,000 honey blocks. That's the downside, is I don't have a honey farm yet, so we might have to start building a honey farm.
Yeah.
So, I love puppies. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. So yeah. This I'm hoping that this isn't going to generate too much lag for the server. I don't think it will. But I really love how this kind of turns out and how it looks like it's energy. Like if we stand back a ways on it, it looks like the energy is pulsing up from the ground through these tunnels. Like it's just, it's exactly what I was going for and wanting to see. So yeah, that's coming in the future. But I'm going to have to probably build a honey farm to be able to do that. And I'm going to look at all of Sweeney's videos on how to deal with bees. So if you haven't yet, check out Sweeney's channel because he's got all of the videos that you're going to want on being able to deal with bees, learn how to use bees, and because we are going to be having to set up a honey farm. And I think that's something that we could probably be building on relatively soon to try to start getting some of these bees happening. I just need to find a right biome to be able to grow the beehives in, to initially get them kind of started and get them filled up and then move them into a honey farm that we'll end up building at some point. But as you can see, yeah, like I'm super stoked with the way this design kind of turned out, and I can't wait to have that actually in my base from bedrock up to the current level that we're at right now, which is like 70 something, somewhere around there. So yeah, it'll be cool to see these things running. But what else? I think that's it. I think that's actually where we're gonna call it tonight because it is midnight now. Guys, thank you for watching the stream. I hope you guys had fun tonight. Don't forget to reach over, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, ring the notification bell. What else? Check out the social medias, the Twitters, the Instagrams. I apologize for my lack of being around lately, but with, of course, this whole COVID thing going on, my work schedule is very unpredictable. So I'm available. When I'm available, I'm streaming. So just make sure you got your notifications turned on. Ring the bell, and then the little drop down for the bell. Make sure you select all notifications. That way you'll know right away as soon as I go live. And then follow me on Twitter as well too, because I do announce it on Twitter. So bees work better in the nether and end dimensions. Do they really? That's interesting to know. I will keep that in mind when I go to try to do a bee farm. But guys, thanks for watching, and we will catch you next time.